Cesare Borgia was born in 1475 or 1476 in Rome, the illegitimate son of Cardinal Rodrigo Borgia, later Pope Alexander VI, and his mistress, Vannozza de Cattanei. His family, the Borgias, was infamous for its ambition, wealth, and willingness to use any means to achieve power. From an early age, Cesare was groomed to play a role in his family's quest for dominance in Renaissance Italy. Initially destined for a life in the church, Cesare became a cardinal at just 18 years old, after his father ascended to the papacy in 1492. But Cesare's true ambitions lay elsewhere. He was a man of action, not prayer, and he would soon abandon the church to pursue a career of political and military conquest.
In 1497, tragedy struck when Cesare's elder brother, Juan Borgia, was murdered in mysterious circumstances. Many suspected Cesare's involvement, as Juan's death opened the path for him to assume the role of the family's military leader. In 1498, Cesare renounced his cardinalship, becoming the first person in history to resign from such a high ecclesiastical office. With his father's support and the backing of France's King Louis III, Cesare was made Duke of Valentinois, a title that earned him the nickname Il Valentino. Cesare quickly built a reputation as a skilled and ruthless leader. He married Charlotte d'Albret, a French noblewoman, securing an alliance with France, and turned his attention to consolidating power in central Italy. His rise was marked by a blend of political cunning, military strategy, and a willingness to use intimidation and violence to achieve his goals.
Between 1499 and 1503, Cesare embarked on a campaign to subjugate the region of Romagna, a fragmented area controlled by feuding city-states and petty lords. With a disciplined army funded by his father's papacy, Cesare systematically conquered cities like Imola, Forli, Faenza, and Rimini. His military tactics and charisma instilled fear in his enemies. Cesare's rule over Romagna was surprisingly efficient. He implemented reforms to stabilize the region, appointing capable administrators and enforcing law and order. Even Niccolò Machiavelli, the famed political philosopher, admired Cesare's ability to blend pragmatism with ruthlessness. In his treatise, The Prince, Machiavelli cited Cesare as an ideal example of a ruler who understood how to wield power effectively.
Caesar's fortunes were tied to his father's papacy, and when Alexander VI died suddenly in 1503, his power began to unravel. The election of Pope Pius III offered a brief respite, but his successor, Pope Julius II, was a staunch enemy of the Borgias. Julius II sought to dismantle Cesare's power base, stripping him of his titles and reclaiming the territories he had conquered. Betrayed by former allies and weakened by the loss of papal support, Cesare was arrested and imprisoned in Spain. In 1506, he managed to escape, fleeing to Navarre, where he joined the court of his brother-in-law, King John III of Navarre. Despite his fall from grace, Cesare remained a formidable figure and took up arms once more in Navarre's military campaigns.
In 1507, at the age of 31 or 32, Cesare met his end during a siege of the town of Viana. Leading a small force, he was ambushed and killed in battle, a dramatic and violent death befitting a man whose life had been defined by ambition and conflict. His body was buried in a local church, but over time his grave fell into obscurity, mirroring the decline of the Borgia family's influence.
Cesare Borgia's life epitomized the ambition, intrigue, and brutality of Renaissance Italy. He was a man of extraordinary talent and vision, yet his methods, marked by betrayal, violence, and manipulation, made him a controversial figure even in his own time. For some, he was a hero who sought to unify Italy and bring stability to its fractured states. For others, he was a villain whose ruthlessness knew no bounds. Cesare's story has been immortalized by Niccolò Machiavelli, who admired his boldness and pragmatism despite his ultimate failure. In The Prince, Machiavelli wrote, "I know of no better precepts to give a new prince than the example of Cesare Borgia." This endorsement has ensured Cesare's place in history as a symbol of political cunning and the complexities of power.
Though Cesare's ambitions ultimately ended in failure, his life left an indelible mark on history. His rise and fall illustrate the volatile nature of Renaissance politics, where alliances were fleeting and power was often won and lost through bloodshed. The Borgias remain one of history's most infamous families, their names synonymous with ambition, corruption, and intrigue, part of the reason the Pope and his ministries broke up. Cesare's legacy endures as a reminder of the heights and perils of unchecked ambition. His life, filled with triumph and tragedy, continues to captivate historians, writers, and audiences, making him one of the most compelling figures of the Renaissance. Cesare Borgia was more than a man. He was a force of nature whose life and legacy have transcended centuries. His blend of charisma, ambition, and ruthlessness left an indelible mark on the Renaissance and inspired generations of thinkers and leaders. Whether remembered as a hero or a villain, Cesare's story remains a timeless exploration of the complexities of power and the human spirit.